MAGA Man is brought to you by
It appears you hold all the cards, Mr. Trump. My fate is in your hands.
Has anyone ever told you you look like a donkey?
Yes. Many times.
Even facing certain death, you're defiant, like a petulant child. Well, it won't help you now, Maduro. Your time is up. F8.
You sunk my oil tanker.
Hasta el final, asshole.
Coño, carajo.
Oil Tanker, the new game from Bilton Madley, proud sponsor of MAGA Man.
El papá de los pelucones.
This is not going to be easy, but we'll make him talk. Torture, blackmail, bribery, whatever it takes.
He's going to steal all the gold in Fort Knox.
Well, that was easy.
That's what you're talking about, right? The Porge Porous heist? More money in there than a Somali daycare. Lot of gold in Fort Stocks. I mean, Snort Fox. I mean, Sports Rocks. No, I mean, you know the thing.
So it's a heist.
Was that supposed to be a secret?
Oh yeah, that's a secret. Don't tell anybody.
Okay, Joe, sure thing. See you soon, buddy.
Did somebody say secrets? You would not believe how much money I stole through Ukraine. And you didn't really think I got 80 million votes, did you? And wait till you hear what really happened to Barack's personal chef. Tell him the big guy sent you.
All right, team, listen up. Porge Porous is planning to steal all the gold in Fort Knox.
Wasn't there supposed to be an audit of Fort Knox back in, like, February?
Who the hell is this guy?
That's Christopher Coles, the YouTuber known as Mr. Reagan.
Mr. Reagan. Okay. What's your superpower, kid?
I'm, lucky.
Everything seems to turn out okay when he's around, sir. Statistically impossible success rate. We ran the numbers.
Okay. He can stay.
To Mr. Reagan's point, we actually did the audit, sir. Contrary to online conspiracy theorists, we've actually increased our gold supply. 29,000 metric tons, about 80% of all global monetary gold.
80%? How is that possible?
That seems pretty good.
The reason we didn't publicize the findings is that we don't actually want foreign governments to know this. If they knew how much gold we're sitting on...
We'd have every country in the world trying to take it.
Exactly.
Probably China. I just like saying that word, China.
So Porous isn't just trying to steal some gold, he's trying to steal most of the gold.
Better call in some of the others for backup. Hey, pilot, you'd better step on it. We've got to save Fort Knox.
Will our heroes reach Fort Knox in time? Can they stop the diabolical scheme of Porge Porous? Subscribe to the Mr. Reagan YouTube channel to find out in the next pulse-pounding adventure of MAGA Man.
All right. We're back in the building. Mic check. My sound level's good. Yo, what up, chat? Haha. All right. I think this is my first random shit hangout stream of the week. We did a tech support earlier. Shout out to Jay Remo and Dak Dissident. It was actually a pretty good stream. Aaron in the building, checking in from Canada. Oh, I should have did my Carney segment tonight. You're gonna have to tune in for that. Yeah, what's up with your guy Carney getting smacked around by Trump? It's not pretty. Um, but we still got love for you over here, Aaron. Theo Waff in the building and No News checking in early. Appreciate you. Okay, and the cloud watchers coming in. All right, cool. Actually, I got a ton of shit I need to get through. I'm gonna have to do a bunch of these. The Epstein file drop. I'm actually gonna start with some of that at the top, but I wanna go through that whole interview later on this week with oh, he reaps what he sows. Well played, well played. I like that. No mercy, no sympathy. We're gonna go through that Steve Bannon interview. I didn't even know Steve Bannon interviewed Epstein. And I know Osmond covered, I think, like an hour of the interview. That's all we need. So Epstein file drop is crazy. A lot of people catching strays. And as promised, I'm going to trash Starfleet Academy tonight because it's trash, and I don't like that they had a what is he, a polyamorous Klingon? Really, bro? Bring Worf back. He said, "Do it all. I got 7 hours left on the ship." I might go double up. This is my second stream of the day. I'm trying to get on the schedule so I can stream like twice a day. Andre checking in from Canada as well. You got a compatriot in the chat, Aaron. Andre 420 from Canada too. He said just dropping out the clouds quick, but I'm interested in what you got to say about Carney. Oh, I don't got the Carney segment tonight, but what's tomorrow? Next random stream, I'll do a Carney segment. Justin making a fool of himself at the World Economic Forum, and last I checked, Trump revoked his membership to the newly formed Global Membership Club as NATO is basically become a paper tiger. You said I'm in. You said you're in, but I'm with Aaron on this one. He roots for these shows, and she's Canadian, but yeah, oh yeah, dude, who is a Carney fan? I mean, actually, as bad as he is, he's not as bad as Trudeau. You Canadians deserve better. Yeah, I'm gonna trash Starfleet Academy. I've been putting together the segments for that for like a week. I just got to do social commentary. Gene Roddenberry is turning over in his grave. The cultural bandits won't leave anything alone. They've ruined Doctor Who. They ruined Star Wars. They're ruining Star Trek. It's awful. But let's start off with Kash Patel's turning out to be a very disappointing pick for a number of reasons. But this is before I do I'm going to do the Bill Gates response to the Epstein yeah, Patel's turning out to be very disappointing as a and I don't know. I don't like these answers he's given to the Epstein file release, but let's go.
FBI director Kash Patel. Mr. Director, thanks for being here.
Great to be with you, Brett.
I want to talk about those stats. I want to talk about all of the efforts that you're doing. I'd like to do a lightning round of other topics that we're covering.
Absolutely.
First of all, we just heard that report out of Arizona about Nancy Guthrie. You all are involved in that case. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Exactly. They turned Worf into a limp wrist Shabuzi. Exactly.
Brett, with any missing persons, what you want to do is what the sheriff said, find them and put all law enforcement on that X. And the sheriff and the state and local authorities are leading that effort, and the FBI has provided all resources requested and will continue to do so.
There was a report today that TMZ received a ransom note. Are you aware of that? Or
the local authorities notified the FBI of it, and we are working with them in any manner they choose. But remember, they're the lead right now, and we have to respect that, but we are there to help them in any way we can, on ransom notes or otherwise.
Yeah, the sheriff got to, we believe she was taken from the home, and you're assisting them in their efforts.
Absolutely. We're on the ground there with them.
Okay, I want to talk to something that raised some eyebrows, and that's the FBI in this Fulton County election case and taking ballots from that office down there. Can you tell us about that? Paint the picture about what that is about?
Absolutely. Look, from the FBI perspective and our partners at DOJ, we did the same thing there we do in any criminal case or investigation. We collected evidence. We presented that evidence to a federal magistrate judge who made a finding of probable cause and said, here's your search warrant. Here are the parameters of that search warrant. And what you saw play out last week was the execution of that search warrant, just like we would do anywhere else. The target of that search warrant was a warehouse down in Fulton County. Federal agent.
Okay, I will say this though. I am pleased with this raid of Fulton County. That's a coup. That's a win, and that's a big balls FBI move. You'll see when he starts answering these questions about the Epstein's files. And then the way Bongino left, I don't know what type of politics was being played with that. And a lot of them were rolling back their answers and responses to things, even Pam Bondi. But this 3 million drop is good. We'll take it. And like I said, a lot of people catch it straight. It's Little Brooklyn. What up, Playboy? But no, him talking about this raid Fulton County with Fannie Willis, I'm with it.
Agents from the FBI went down there and followed the parameters of search warrant and secured the evidence. And from there, we maintain the chain of custody and do what we always do, which is to follow the evidence.
But the probable cause is that there was a crime in the election tabulation.
So the probable cause is still in the search warrant, which is under seal, so I'm not able to discuss.
All right,
that.
but let me talk about this other element of it, and that is the Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard. New York Times writes this: Mrs. Gabbard used her cell phone to call President Trump, who did not initially pick up and then called back shortly after. The president addressed the agents, the FBI agents, on the speakerphone, asking them questions as well as praising and thanking them for their work on the inquiry. One U.S. official said the president gave no substantive direction to the investigators. Unusual for a president to get involved on the agent level. Paint the picture there.
Sure. The one thing I think that many, if not every FBI agent and personnel and law enforcement across the country love about this president is that he backs them. He backs the blue, he gives them resources, and he's always congratulatory of their efforts. And so to hear from the commander-in-chief for my troops on the ground there was a pretty cool thing. And we were pleased to hear the president come in and say, thank you for what you're doing. That is maybe unusual from prior administrations, but I take it every chance I get to thank the men and women in law enforcement.
And Director Gabbard put out a statement saying that she accompanied.
No, I agree with Patel on that too. I like that this is a hands-on president. He's not like a micromanager, but the stuff that he's 100% doubled down on, he's a closer. He runs it like a CEO. He's the CEO of the people. He follows up on things. He holds people accountable. Look at what happened with Minnesota. Shit started to escalate. He didn't want to invoke the Insurrection Act. He sends Tom Holman down there and makes Tom Holman report directly to him so he can keep an eye on everything. I'm with that. No News said, I forgot to send you this in-depth video I saw on Fulton County. Citizen journalists went to several addresses where people were supposed to be registered. One was one was an overpass. Yo, shout out to Nick Shirley. We're actually seeing a rise in these citizen journalists popping up everywhere, as they should, because they are doing a job of the mainstream media and press. Uh, CNN, MSNBC, ABC News in particular. We need to see a return to the hardcore investigative journalism that we saw in the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s. That was the big thing, breaking stories. And during that time, politicians and ne'er do wells were actually afraid of the press instead of blatantly in bed with them.
The FBI Deputy Director Bailey and the acting special agent down there to oversee this search warrant, but doesn't it suggest that there is?
It really is crazy that I don't know if y'all grew up. I grew up reading comic books. It is crazy that Tulsi Gabbard really looks like Rogue from the X-Men. That shit is crazy. Exactly, Lord of Brooklyn. Gonzo journalism needs to return. Yo, Tulsi really looks like Rogue from the comic books, bro. All right, let's get back to this.
Some international element to this?
All I can speak to is the FBI and the DOJ. And what we are doing is following the predicate laid out in the search warrant, and we are executing that. And President Trump has assembled a tremendous cabinet, the DNI and everyone else, and we collect information from our interagency when the investigation follows that path. And so we're happy to have a team of professionals involved.
Bouncing around, the Epstein files, the last tranche, we're told, put out. Looking back since the beginning, and you've been a part of talking about this, and
all right, let's go. Here's the Epstein questions, and I like Brett Baer. Brett Baer asked the hard questions. He's lasted that old school news anchor / journalist that we used to see from the old school, like Face the Nation, Meet the Press era.
DOJ has obviously produced these elements. Do you have regrets about how it's been handled?
Good
Look,
question.
like any other hot topic issue, the American public and the world had a great interest in this. And what we did under President Trump's leadership is produce the most transparent DOJ and FBI in history. 3 other administrations had the opportunity to do this, and we produced everything we legally and lawfully could. We worked with our partners in Congress, we followed the statutes and the court orders, and we produced, 3 million some pages. So I think we got to the result in the right way. Could we have gotten there faster? I'm not really sure because of numerous court cases, multiple protective orders, multiple court sealings. And so now we've produced everything we can while protecting victims' rights and
do you think that it gets to some place? Does it get to some kind of charges that we don't yet know about?
Well, I'm glad you asked that. This FBI, as we'll talk about shortly, has done a record year in protecting and going after those that prey on children and sex traffic. And we have always said, as the Attorney General has always said, if there's any facts or any information.
All right, to Patel's credit on that, he has brought back old school G-Man type shit. They're wiping that FBI's most wanted list out. They're arresting mad. I'll give them that. We'll see how this Epstein shit plays out. What you call it? Even with the drop, with the drop. We'll see how many actual convictions that they're able to actually garner with these files. But the collateral damage in terms of social capital and everything, motherfuckers is catching strays. We got people resigning left and right. We're gonna go through a couple of them tonight. This at least as far as content, this Epstein file shit has legs. New News says the release of the files, crowd real quiet these days. Oh yeah. All right, let's hold on. Let me let him finish answering this.
About an ongoing matter please let us know. We will fully investigate it. But I want to remind your audience, the materials that were released were from search warrants from 2007, 8, and earlier. And they were strictly confined to certain parameters by those that ran the investigation then. So that's what was collected. We, and not just my FBI, 3 other FBIs have looked into that material to see if there's any leads, to produce any investigatory leads, to prosecute anyone. And we have exhausted that, but we are always open to new information based on the release.
You told me when we last talked, this is 8 months ago when we did an interview at the FBI in Quantico, that you were convinced that Epstein killed himself in jail. Today, 8 months after that, are you still convinced?
Yes.
100.
I'm 50-50. Epstein might still be alive. I ain't even gonna hold you. 50-50. Especially seeing these interviews and everything and the connection. I'm telling you, I'm 50-50. He might still be alive.
100%.
Yes, sir.
Let me bring you to Minnesota. There's the fallout from Minnesota, everything that's being looked at. It's obviously not in your department, but you commented on this about the firearm aspect of this in protest. Take a listen.
You cannot bring a firearm loaded with multiple magazines to any sort of protest that you want. It's that simple. You don't have that right to break the law and incite violence.
So that.
All right, that's all I actually wanted from that. And as far as the firearm, like, it's not even that he brought a firearm, bro. We've already covered this, but I don't see why it's like not a no-brainer. Like, in your everyday walking around, even if you are legally armed, you don't go and get into altercations with police, with a regular policeman, with your firearm on your hip. Like, what are we talking about? Do you know what I'm saying? They don't know if you're licensed to carry or not, or anything like that. That's a nothing burger all day. All right, let's just jump right into it. I want to do this. Epstein Bill Gates debacle. At least play some of it, and then let's jump to Starfleet Academy shit, because I want to get that out the way and clown them for fucking ruining Star Trek. No News says anyone who went to the island should be charged at minimum for conspiracy. I think you got a point there. All right, let's do it.
With him, I regret and I apologize that I did that.
Part of that issue of trust brings me to Jeffrey Epstein. I want to know what your relationship with him was.
Yeah, I met Jeffrey in 2011. So over a period of 3 years, I had a number of dinners with him.
Yeah.
The focus was always.
So what about like the Russian hookers?
He knew a lot of very rich people, and he was saying he could get them to give money to Global Health. In retrospect, that was a dead end, and I've said many times, but I'll say again, I was foolish to spend time with him. I didn't know.
No, you're not going to do that, Will. No, you're not going to do that. I didn't know. I just didn't know. That was very foolish for me to spend time with them. The Russian hookers? What hookers? Man, ain't nobody going for that, Bill.
Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now. Stop the cap.
Yo, look at his face. No way, Bill. Say it ain't so, Bill. Say it ain't so. Oh, man.
One of many people who regret ever knowing him.
Right.
You've no doubt seen the allegations, including some of them from the last 24 to 48 hours. Are they true?
No, apparently Jeffrey wrote an email to himself. That email was never sent. The email is false. So I don't know what his thinking was there. Was he trying to attack me in some way? But
so let me get this straight. Jeffrey Epstein wrote an email to himself because he knew that after he was killed, that the main thing that he wanted the public to know is that you were sleeping with Russian hookers and you wanted to give your wife a antibiotic so she wouldn't know that you transmitted an STD that you got from Russian hookers to her?
Exactly. Exactly. Stop the cap.
Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now. Stop the cap.
Oh man, yo, these Epstein file strays are beautiful. Let's go.
And he knew this almost 10 years before he died. And he did this to frame you specifically, to embarrass you for... Just listen, man. I've seen a lot of girls in Russia. They're fucking hot. Like, I get it, man. I do. Like, I think everybody... Like, you guys get it. Like, it makes sense. So, like, really, just come out and say it, bro. Like, it's fine.
It just reminds me, every minute I spent with him, I regret and I, apologize that I did that.
Oh, I apologize that I did that. Get the fuck out of here.
Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now. Stop the cap.
Oh man, the real life Mr. Garrison from South Park face. Oh man. Exactly, Phil. Hot Russian women for the win. Yeah, no STD, please. Facts. Look, look at his face. He got the sourpuss prune face. Oh, he hates giving this interview. All right, let's keep going. Hey guys, make sure you guys support the stream. We're still trying to raise money for the channel. We got to next week. All right, let's go. Shit.
Problem is some of the things that he has sent and some of the information about other people that has come up in those files has been true. Why would he?
The problem is that the other stuff was true. Why is the stuff about you not true? What a great question. What an amazing question.
Do this and say this about you, do you think?
Yeah. How would he do this?
It's factually true that I was only at dinners. I never went to the island. I never met any women.
He never went to the island. He never met any women.
He never met any women.
If you didn't meet any women, why is there a photo of you next to a woman?
That is
with
yeah. And it's so funny because I've seen it's so hard to like dodge any of this Epstein shit. Even people when they do the interviews and people don't want to get statements because they just sound like idiots trying to debunk stuff.
My nigga.
Yo, No News says the man is a billionaire. He's gonna partake in some commie buns. Eris says, and this is exactly, who has his hands in all the internet, farmland, and WHO cookie jars. Terrifying. It's a lot of turf, bro. When you the Epstein interview with Bannon is freaking terrifying now in retrospect. That this guy has had. Bro, he had access to pretty much everybody in the world leaders, and they were all, I'm not even going to say buddies. They were kind of all like his sycophants. You know what I mean?
Their face blacked out. Because that's confusing to me. I mean, maybe he was never introduced to her. It was just a random person, right? I mean, that seems very odd. I don't know what this is.
And so, the more that comes out, the more clear it'll be that although the time was a mistake, it had nothing to do with that kind of behavior.
Had nothing to do with hookers.
To you,
Had nothing to do with hookers.
what you've said, that
No
this is
hookers.
not happening.
Not really. I mean, people should, hold people who are successful to a very high bar. And so, it's as these documents come out, they're going to be closely scrutinized.
To be honest, that's a very good answer. But man, another Microsoft
Another Microsoft
God.
product with viruses.
Oh boy. Wow. How about that? Cooked? Yeah, I guess so. Alex Jones told Rogan about Epstein 10 years ago. Wait, what?
We all know about Jerry Epstein, okay? And
I don't know about Jerry
Epstein. That was the Lolita Express. Just Google that. And
what is that?
Bill Clinton was like on 20 flights. First it was 7.
Oh, that's right. Okay,
To this
now I know
pedophile
what you're
island that
talking
has
about.
a temple in it. And then he was also flying to this Middle Eastern country with this sheik that's an admitted pedophile with multi-million-dollar checks and Bill Clinton on the plane. And Bill Clinton's a known sexual predator. Okay, so all this stuff's going on. And so they start bringing up lawsuits against Donald Trump with Jane Doe's, claiming he'd been with Epstein, even though there's no proof in the law, because they make you log even on private jets. None of it was ever true. He'd been at a few.
Here it is.
Yo, Alex Jones called this 8 years ago. 8 years ago, that them going after Trump for the Epstein thing is just a deflection. And I don't know if you guys, everybody been talking about release the Epstein files. Now that they're released, you don't hear him talking anymore.
How progressive guru John Podesta is in household name as world-class underage sex slave op, cover-upper, defending
This is
unspeakable
2011.
dregs escapes me.
This says
Early
2011.
on, did John Podesta imagine his baby MMFA, I don't know what that is, would be covering up for underage sex ops and hate crimes against blacks?
What the fuck?
I don't know what that means.
So
What
Alex
is
was on this 10
MMFA,
years ago.
Jamie. Media matters.
Isn't that Soros?
Yeah,
that's Soros. But also, guess who owns the pizza place?
Who?
Where all this went on? It's Media Matters head guy David Brock's boyfriend, and that is where they have major Democratic Party fundraisers. And then they had rock bands there that gave live spoken word dissertations of the love of children.
What?
How did he know, bro? What?
Yo, Alex Jones has been right all of this time. And he's been right all this time. He was saying this shit 11 years ago. Yup. That's why they hung that $1 billion lawsuit around his neck. Exactly. The frogs indeed turning again. Yo, Alex Jones was right about. Yo, it's definitely a wild time when it turns out after all this time Alex Jones was right about goddamn everything, right?
Emotional damage.
I don't know how to put this, but I'm kind of a big deal.
All right, let's let some more of this go.
Talking about how much they love children.
Have you seen this?
Yeah, I don't even really want to repeat what they really pull it up.
How the fuck?
There's a video of them saying that.
Yeah,
in
this,
the
is a
video.
comment, this is a comment ping pong.
How did
so
wait, he predicted
why is-
9/11?
It's a very, very bizarre subject. But why is this like so easy?
So this is episode 9/11 with Alex Jones. Okay, so when did episode 9/11 Joe Rogan with Alex Jones come out? When did it come out? 2017. 2 years before Epstein died.
That's right. Okay,
to
now
this
I know
pedophile
what you're
island that has
talking
a
about. Yeah.
temple in it. And then he was also flying to this Middle Eastern country with this sheik that's an admitted pedophile with multi-million-dollar checks and Bill Clinton on the plane. And
Oh my God. I mean, this is, man, how about that, huh? How did he know? Well, how does he know all this? Do you want to know the real reason why? It's because the information has always been out there. It has been.
Facts. The information has always been out there. Nobody wants to look, and as usual, the truth is far too frightening to believe. All right, let's jump ahead a little bit, and then I'm gonna pivot, and I want to trash Star Trek Starfleet.
I mean, they're out there talking about cheese pizza at the fucking Oscars. So it's really not like this is some kind of massive secret that nobody was allowed to speak of. It was very out in the open, and a lot of people were discussing it. This goes far beyond what many imagined. So we've got this right here, okay? Where is this? And you've got one more. Oh my God. Oh my God. What the fuck is that? It's not bad. It's weird, but it's not bad. What is this? Is it a baby? I mean, it could be. Look how small it is. I mean, this is straight out of Volcano Manor in Elden Ring. Oh my God. A new open source tool, Epstein, called Epstein plus LinkedIn, lets you check if any of your LinkedIn connections appear in the publicly released Jeffrey Epstein court documents. Oh, that's really useful. Thank God for that. Prince Andrew and the Epstein scandal. This came out 6 years ago. Uh-oh.
July of this year, Epstein was arrested on charges of sex trafficking and abusing dozens of underage girls. One of Epstein's accusers, Virginia Roberts, has made allegations against you. She says she met you in 2001. She says she dined with you, danced with you at Tramp nightclub in London. She went on to have
What nightclub?
sex with you in a house in Belgravia belonging to Ghislaine Maxwell, your friend. Your response?
I have no recollection of ever meeting this lady.
He doesn't remember her at
None
all.
whatsoever.
Well, we know that is false. And are the rumors true? Did they kick him out of the royal family? Now that this is fully come to light? All right, bet. I really wanted to just see the the Bill Gates part. All right, let's jump to trashing Star Trek Starfleet because it's so utterly horrible. And while we do that, let's load up this Obama Bill Gates parody while I load up my next video.
Honor a man who not only parties with Jeffrey Epstein and Russian hookers, he also gets STDs from Russian hookers. A man that after getting STDs from Russian hookers, he graciously gives these STDs to his own wife, Melinda, who looks like a man, by the way, kind of like my wife. Anyway, instead of telling his wife Melinda that he just gave her STDs he contracted from Russian hookers, he asks his friend Jeffrey Epstein for some antibiotics so he can secretly put them in his wife Melinda's drink without her noticing, all while describing the shape of his own penis to his good friend Jeffrey.
Yo. Yo, the parodies just keep coming, man. It's the gift that keeps on giving. I know, right? Dang. He said that's why I use Ubuntu. Oh man, I've been collecting these parody joints. Hold on, fuck it. Let's just load up one more before we trash Star Trek Starfleet. What do I got? Somali hoax arrested. Let me see. No, not her. Let me see. Let's do Don Lemon again. Let's do Don Lemon getting arrested again because he's such a douchebag. He said, my channel's fun, but it also gives me nightmares. Oh, it's just comic relief. Here's Don Lemon whining for getting what he deserves.
Hell. We finally squeezed the lemon. Oh, this mugshot is gonna go so viral. It's totally gonna make up for the Epstein files and all those strongly worded letters to Minnesota.
This is so unfair. I was just asking questions. I'm a journalist.
Smile for the camera, bitch.
Please let me go.
You're not going anywhere. So say cheese. Actually, say reparations.
Reparations?
Now lock this scumbag up.
Please, I'm sorry. I just want to go home to my white husband.
You mean the white husband you keep forgetting exists while you're on television, trashing white people? That white husband?
Look, it's all in act. I love white people.
Oh, yeah?
I just say I don't for a paycheck.
Yeah. Well, you can forget about your white husband, buddy. I got a special cell for you.
A few moments later.
So how was it, baby?
What? How was what? Why am I so oily? And why is there paint all over me?
You had a great time, girl.
What are you talking about?
You opened up like a flower.
What?
It was beautiful.
Why does it smell like protein? And why am I so sore?
Get used to it, baby.
What?
This gonna happen every night.
Wait, what?
Ain't no party like a Diddy jail cell party.
I want my husband.
I'm right here, baby. You my bitch now. Grab onto my belt loop and come back to the party. This is Trump. Who's this?
Oh, Mr. President, thank goodness. Please, it's done. Don't let it. Mr. President, they arrested me. I need a pardon. Please set me free.
You want a pardon?
Yes, please, get me out of here.
Did you think I was playing? I mean, you was acting all tough on YouTube, telling me to come and arrest you? Now look at you. Now you're Diddy's bitch.
I'm sorry, Mr. President.
You're sorry?
Yes, I'm sorry.
This was a long time coming, Donnie boy. You lying son of a bitch. You f***ed around and you found out.
Sir, I can change. I'll say nice things from now on, I promise. Just please get me out of here, please.
F*** you. God, Lemon.
Yo. All right, bet. Let's trash Star Trek Starfleet. Bang, here we go.
Oh man, that was the best Star Trek parody I've seen in years. Wait, what do you mean this is a real show? Oh my god! Ever watch something so hilariously, outlandishly crap that you actually have to do a double take just to make sure it's not some sophisticated trolling op? Well, such was the case with the first episode of Starfleet Academy, which I'm roughly 200% sure will be my first and only experience of this show. Oh my...
Oh yeah, shout out to Critical Drinker. This is his commentary on this joint, which is hilarious. But we're gonna go through a couple of these joints, and then Conservative covered some of this too. So I'm gonna play some of his joint too. But yeah, we're gonna spend like a good 20 minutes trashing this.
My days. I knew it was going to be bad, but even I didn't expect it to be this bad. Part of me even thought the trailers might be a clever little bait and switch, deliberately setting expectations lower than the Grand Canyon, only to pull off a sudden transition into serious, thoughtful, high-quality Star Trek adventure.
Illogical! Illogical!
Oh, drinker, you foolish optimist, you. Sometimes a spade really is just a spade, and sometimes a shitty Star Trek show really is just a shitty Star Trek show. And truly, they don't come much shittier than Starfleet Academy. The story is set like 1,000 years after the events of the original series, through a combination of contrived events from Star Trek Discovery that I absolutely don't have the time or the mental energy to talk about. The high-level view, though, is that an event called the Burn disabled warp travel throughout the galaxy, causing the Federation to collapse and leaving individual planets and star systems to fend for themselves. And if this all sounds a bit like the Age of Strife from Warhammer 40k, then congratulations, you now know just as much about writing as these fucking hacks. Anyway, things are finally getting back on track.
Exactly, that is this part of a storyline for friggin' Warhammer.
Now, and the Federation is starting to rebuild itself with Starfleet leading the way. Only now there's basically two versions of Starfleet. Starfleet Academy, that's all about peaceful exploration and diplomacy like in the old days, and the War College, which is, well, I think you can figure that out for yourself. Anyway, the show centers around main character Caleb, who's a moody, rebellious hunk with a dark past but a heart of gold, who brings trouble with him everywhere he goes, but man, the ladies can't resist. He got separated from his mother 15 years earlier after they enlisted the help of Paul Giamatti to steal supplies and promptly got caught. Nice to see Tatiana Maslany getting out of her toll booth or wherever the fuck she's been for the past couple of years, because you won't be seeing her in Marvel movies again. Caleb is approached by Holly Hunter, who managed to fix her false teeth in place long enough to put his mum in prison 15 years earlier, with a sweet little offer. Join Starfleet Academy and she'll help him to find his mother again. Wait, what? You understand that Starfleet Academy is supposed to be reserved for the best of the best, right? The officer class, the cut above, the kind of people who command starships when they graduate. Why the fuck would they accept a convicted criminal with a long history of escape attempts and violent behavior? And even if they did, surely he's just gonna bail the moment he finds his mother again, and all the time and resources put into training him would have been completely wasted. Ah, fuck it. Why am I even asking these questions? Stuff like this can be filed away neatly into the "we need the rest of the plot to happen" drawer. So the cadets are put aboard the USS Athena for the trip back to Starfleet Academy on Earth to begin their training. Wait, what? I mean, I know it's kind of a waste of time to ask questions like this, but seriously, isn't this completely ass backwards? Aren't you supposed to do your training at Starfleet Academy, then graduate to starships so you can apply what you've learned in a practical environment? Why does the inside of the Athena look like an impossibly massive cruise ship instead of a starship? Am I like taking crazy pills or something?
Don't ask questions.
Fuck it, it's Kurtzman Trek. This show is to logic and common sense what Kathleen Kennedy is to self-reflection and personal accountability. Either way, this is where we meet the rest of whatever passes for characters in this show. There's a body-positive hologram with learning disabilities, a body-positive first officer who tries to act hard by yelling at people a lot, a body-positive science officer. Holy fuck, there's more congealed blubber in this show than a Reddit mods convention. There's a tough-talking, smart-ass girl boss, because clearly Star Trek needs more of them.
Girls get it done.
I love the moment where she easily breaks up a fist fight between two men twice her size. Here's a little tip for you ladies. If two grown men are going at it, then putting yourself between them is a very quick and efficient way to get knocked the fuck out. Anyway, there's also an arrogant white guy from a privileged background who's there to be arrogant and white, and a Klingon who's abandoned the warrior code to get in touch with his sensitive side because he enjoys bird watching. I'm not even making this stuff up. You know, I'm old enough to remember how much of a ruckus it caused when Worf showed up on the bridge of the Enterprise in TNG. Yeah, he was a Starfleet officer, but he was still very much a Klingon at heart, always wrestling with the violent impulses of his nature and his warrior upbringing. I don't know what the fuck this dude is supposed to be, but it's not a Klingon, that's for sure. So the gang set off on their first cruise, but oh no.
Alright, bet. I just wanted him to do the intro so I didn't have to. All right, let's jump to these. Let's jump to these other commentary of everybody trashing this, and there everybody's on the Klingon being trash.
I analyzed videos of over 100 instances of Superman catching people falling from buildings. Superman dips 30% more to cushion the blow of white people than he does blacks. This is a clear indication of implicit bias. There's no way around it. Superman is racist.
What they neglected to tell you is that the white individuals
all fell from skyscrapers. The black individuals fell from smaller buildings, on average, experiencing significantly lower velocities.
And why does Superman live in Metropolis, the city with the lowest crime rate in America? Because it's also the city with the whitest population in America.
To heck with this. I'm moving to Poland.
Mr. Reagan.
All right, bet. Let's this is the shout the hood conservative because he covered this too.
Patriarchal culture. It was a like ritual combat for, you know, mating rights and all. It was a very, very weird episode, but it was funny as hell because they just made them straight up African niggas. Like, the irony of it was too palpable, right? It was a classic Star Trek episode, especially if you're like a black Trekkie. And then you got the Klingons, right? And they did a great thing with the Klingons. They didn't just make the Klingons like black and uber violent and mysterious and all that. Like, it was all of that, but at the same time the Klingons had a weird nobility to them, kind of like that whole like what do you call it, that noble savage idea. The Klingons were kind of like that. They were like the space version of the noble savages. And which I always wondered, like, how does such a savage, violent race even discover something like space travel and warp speed and all that? But there's even lore about that, low key, you know. I'm not gonna get into all that. Like I said, I'm a low key a Trekkie. I know more than most people. But they made the Klingons a little, they had an odd touch of nobility to them. Which brings me to, as a kid, my favorite character on the show, Lieutenant Worf. Lieutenant Worf was not like the other Klingons. He had got, after a battle between the Federation and the Klingon Empire, and he was raised by Federation people. And they weren't even white either, if I remember. They were like, I don't know, like some type of Persian-looking family or whatever. I can't totally remember. But he was that classic fish out of water character. And he kind of acquitted himself nobly on almost every occasion. He was like that one guy that never failed. Worf almost never let you down. And he, oddly enough, became a weird symbol of, like, you know, black people on TV, right? Worf, and then he had a double kind of, he had a layered character, because on the one hand, he was the one Klingon in all of the Federation. And so to them, he was like, oh my God, this Klingon, like, what the hell? But to the eyes of Klingons, he was basically a coon. And so Worf had that whole kind of story arc of trying to be a real nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, Worf was the classic version of a coon trying to be a real nigga. Like, I got to prove to all these other niggas that not only can I master the Federation of the white man's world, but I got to prove to these niggas that I'm a nigga too. And I dare you to disrespect me. I'll put this goddamn bat left right in your gut. Comply, nigga. Like, Worf was black man character type. And not only that, there's another thing about Worf that, like, kind of hit home a little bit too. Worf was a single dad. Get this. He was a single dad to a Klingon bitch that did him dirty. The nigga had baby mama drama in space, y'all. The nigga was a single dad to a Klingon bitch who tried to keep his kid from him. Straight up hid his kid from him, like, well, I didn't think you needed to know. I can handle this. I'm strong and independent. I'm a Klingon bad bitch. I was like, get out of here. You know what I'm saying? So, like, growing up, watching the sort of Worf, how Star Trek writers treated the character of Worf, I love the character. You know what I mean? They really made a character that you could look to as a young kid and be like, yeah, this is dope. Like the storylines and all that, the character arc, all that stuff was dope. Had the whole father-son relationship thing going on. It was like that whole thing was dope, right? And then, you know what they did, y'all? Because the Klingons were too tough, they were too dominant, they were too masculine, they were too virile, they were too alpha, they were just too badass for the new modern version of Hollywood writers. And so they basically made the Klingons gay. After a character like Worf, they totally nerfed the Klingons.
Holodeck.
This is truly trying my patience, counselor.
I think
This is truly trying my patience, counselor. Worf was such a fucking... He was just a straight up alpha character. And then they gave us this stuff. The Klingon YN. They gave us a nigga named Jaden, y'all. That's his real name. Jaden. They gave him a YN name. Jaden Cragg.
Oh, you can't make this shit up.
Yeah, I know. And not only that, get this. He has not one, but two gay dads. And both of his gay black dads abandoned him.
Yo, they really wrote that shit into the Star Trek script. You can't make this shit up, bro. They completely ruined the Star Trek lore. And they gave you a gay Klingon.
Yes. Jaden is the product of two gay Klingon fathers who abandoned him. Because, you know, even in the Klingon world, your dad always walks out on you. What in the Klingon? What in the galaxy is happening here?
How is it possible to ruin such a classic like this? I have a theory that they're just doing this on purpose to destroy all like masculine lore.
And not only is he gay, he's also like a nurse too. So he's a gay Klingon and he's like a nurse. He's like a male nurse too. Oh my God. You know, I was thinking about this problem of black representation in Hollywood. And it occurs to me that even that has kind of been inverted and weaponized. You know, once upon a time, Black folk would appear in movies and TV shows, and it would almost be like, you know, not a thing. Like there would always be a Black guy on the team or whatever. And then they decided, all right, we're going to make, you know, certain movies had, you know, the Black megastars. We got the Will Smiths and whatnot. We got Blade and shit like that. And then a strange thing started to happen. They started to take these characters that were the traditional Black male archetype. You know, they were big, they were strong, they were proficient at violence, yet they had a righteousness to them. So they were always on the good side of things, right? They took that character and then they started to make them woke. They made them more emotionally complex, which on screen, it always translates into a big, buff Black nigga on the verge of tears all the time. Like they took these big, giant, buff niggas and made them cry.
Spot on. So yeah, this is the new version of Worf. The rate, I don't know how many episodes they went through, but the ratings on this have absolutely tanked. Star Trek fans are tearing it apart. And bro, how could they have even wrote this wrote the Klingon part into that like that? So yeah, they have completely destroyed Star Trek. They destroyed Doctor Who. And they destroyed Star Wars. All right, let's do Oh, I did want to do this. Since they've been hiding this, since they're going after Trump all crazy for this, these deportations. This is Obama.
Last time we spoke, you said that you weren't king, you were president. There were only certain things you could do unilaterally. As time goes on, 1,000 deportations on average a day. People are wondering, and our Twitter feeds and Facebook feeds, that's the question everybody asks. Won't you at least consider unilaterally freezing deportations for the parents of deferred action kids?
Yeah. Here's the problem that I have, Jose, and I've said this consistently. My job in the executive branch is supposed to be to carry out the laws that are passed. Congress has said, here's the law when it comes to those who are undocumented, and they allocate a whole bunch of money for enforcement. And what I have been able to do is to make a legal argument that I think is absolutely right, which is that given the resources we have, we can't do everything that Congress has asked us to do. What we can do is then carve out the DREAM Act folks, saying young people who have basically grown up here are Americans that we should welcome. We're not going to have them operate under a cloud, under a shadow. But if we start broadening that, then essentially I would be ignoring the law in a way that I think would be very difficult to defend legally. So that's not an option. And I do get a little worried that advocates of immigration reform start losing heart and immediately thinking, well, somehow there's an out here. If Congress doesn't act, we'll just have the president sign something and that'll take care of it. We won't have to worry about it. What I've said is that there's a path to get this done, and that's through Congress. And right now, everybody should be focused on making sure that that bill that's already passed out of the Senate hits the floor of the House of Representatives. It's not as if the votes are not there. Right. The votes are there. The only thing that's preventing it is, the Speaker Boehner's decided that he doesn't want to call it right now.
And that's Obama, I think, in 2011, 2012. So all this Trump shit with the deportations, that shit is all smoke and mirrors. All right, let's. Yo, Alexander X in the building. Cheesemo TV mods members, the chat. Good evening, y'all. Hit the like button. And look at this. My man Alexander X, a member for 22 months, bro. Yo, appreciate you, bro. Man, time flies fast. I remember Alexander first popped into the chat. Bro, that's almost, man, we've been doing this a long time, man. Let's do some drops for Alexander, a member for 22 months, bro.
We got more pricey games coming up in the second half of the show. Don't go away, folks. We got more pricey games coming up in the second half of the show. Don't go away, folks. Off by a star.
Am I the meanest?
Sure enough.
Am I the prettiest?
Sure enough.
Am I the baddest mofo low down around this town?
Sure enough.
Well, who am I?
Sure enough.
Who am I?
Sure enough.
I can't hear you.
Sure enough.
Man, fuck all you hoes. Fuck you and your mammy and your granny too. I'm sick of this shit. Fuck all you hoes. Don't give a damn, bitch, what you wanna do. Man, fuck all you hoes. Fuck you and your mammy and your granny too. I'm sick of this shit. Fuck all you hoes. Don't give a damn, bitch, what you wanna do.
All right. Let's see what's going on in the chat. Word 100. No news. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, we had to do some drops, man. What time we got? Let's double down on this Bill Gates Epstein file.
Light. Take a look. Bill Gates is one of the many powerful figures who show up in the Epstein files, and both he and his ex-wife Melinda are responding about some disturbing emails.
Yo, you see how the liberal press is all now that their people are showing up when it was just Trump's names in the files, but now they over here caping making excuses. It's a beautiful thing to say
About him that have come to light. Take a look.
Whatever questions remain there of what I can't even begin to know all of it, those questions are for those people and for even my ex-husband. They need to answer to those things, not me. I left my marriage. I had to leave my marriage. I wanted to leave my marriage. I had to leave I felt I needed to eventually leave the foundation. So it's just sad.
I was only at dinners. I never went to the island. I never met any women. And so, the more that comes out, the more clear it'll be that although the time was a mistake, it had nothing to do with that kind of behavior.
I know nothing. I did nothing.
Well, Melinda said that Bill needs to answer to questions about these allegations. As we keep saying, they all need to answer about these allegations. And do you think his denials in the interview are enough?
No, I mean, people can read what the Department of Justice itself released in terms of the Epstein files and Bill Gates. It's written right in the emails. And I do think that he needs to answer to it. It's unfortunate that Melinda Gates has said, I had to leave my marriage in part because of his association with Jeffrey Epstein. And I think that is a pretty big statement. They have 3 children together. They were married for 27 years married, 3 children together. And the fact that someone says, I understand that Bill Gates is denying the Epstein emails and says that they are completely false. They were released by the Justice Department, and I think he should answer to it.
I like when they say I was not on the island, as if that's the only place any of this stuff could happen.
Boy. So we got to talk about Epstein. And the reason why we got to talk about Epstein is because this whole Epstein situation has not played out the way the Democrats thought that it would play out, right? Because let's be honest, I think everybody with common sense knew what we're going to get out of the emails from the Justice Department, the Epstein files, which was a bunch of salacious emails with a whole bunch of accusations that have no evidence behind them that honestly is probably not going to lead to any arrest. What I do know is that there's nothing there when it comes to Trump, right? Once again, Democrats and liberal media, they thought they had Trump. They don't have Trump. The only thing they have when it comes to Trump in these emails, again, are salacious allegations, unverified FBI tips and emails that have no evidence and proof behind them whatsoever, right? But the unfortunate reality is that this stuff is being spread on the internet like wildfire, AI, Photoshop. People don't know what to believe, right? And, that's just the reality of our politics at this point. But like I said, the spotlight is not really on Trump. It's really on the Democrats, okay? Because Jeffrey Epstein loved Democrats, okay? He loved hanging around Democrats. Democrats like, for example, Bill and Hillary Clinton, who now are having to testify, right? They're now potentially going to testify over Bill Clinton's relationship, Hillary's relationship as well, too, with Epstein.
Hillary Clinton speaking out for the first time since scheduling a hearing in the House investigation into Jeffrey Epstein, slamming Republicans on the committee and calling for live public testimony. We'll get right at now to News Nation Washington correspondent Tom Dempsey live at the White House. Tom, can you break down what the former First Lady had to say?
Yeah, this is quite the announcement coming down from former First Lady Hillary Clinton, saying that she wants the House Oversight Committee to hold a public hearing for all the world to see and in front of TV cameras in front of the House Oversight Committee, all for a hearing dealing with the Jeffrey Epstein investigation. So for our viewers who might not have been following this recently, on one side of this, you have the House Oversight Committee that is leading this investigation into the Jeffrey Epstein case and recently voted to recommend contempt of Congress charges with the Department of Justice against the...
You said Bill gonna act like he got dementia. You think he gonna pull a sleepy Joe Biden now? That's fun.
Clintons for refusing to be interviewed. But fast forward to this morning, you have former First Lady Hillary Clinton writing this: "Let's stop the games. If you want this fight," Representative James Comer, he's the Republican chairman of the House Oversight Committee. She says, "Let's have it in public. You love to talk about transparency. There's nothing more transparent than a public hearing. Cameras on. We will be there." Again, the House Oversight Committee, led by Republican James Comer, is leading this investigation into the Jeffrey Epstein case. On the other side of this, you have the Clintons, who say they did have a connection to Jeffrey Epstein, a friendship with Jeffrey Epstein, but they deny any sort of knowledge of crimes going on. And again, there's been this big standoff over the last several weeks between the committee and the Clintons, Hillary Clinton and former President Bill Clinton. Like I said, you had the House Oversight Committee voting to recommend contempt of Congress charges against them for refusing to be interviewed. But fast forward to this week, on Monday, both the former President Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton agreed to testify at the end of February. And now this morning, you have them coming out saying that they want that testimony to happen in front of cameras and for, like I said, all the world to see, all dealing with this Jeffrey Epstein case. So this is going to be really interesting to watch, to see the reaction we get from Chairman Comer about all this. Again, that testimony is set to take place at the end of the month, Kelly.
Yeah, so you seen that, you heard that. Hillary claims that her and Bill want to testify when it comes to what they know about Epstein, okay, and their relationship with him, which, you know, apparently according to them, they had no idea that he was into criminal activities. And we're going to see, right? We're going to see if they actually publicly testify. They want cameras there, so who knows? Okay, I wouldn't be surprised if they try to turn it into a smear fest against Trump. We're going to see exactly what happens, but we'll see, right? Hillary is asking for a public hearing. Meanwhile, you have Bill Gates, who's currently in full-blown freak-out mode because he's doing public interviews, trying to clear his name when it comes to what was exposed about him in the Epstein files, right? His relationship with Jeffrey Epstein, which apparently helped ruin his marriage, right, with Melinda Gates. But there are some very nasty emails, right, that CNN is going to go over here. Apparently, these were draft emails, okay, that Epstein had on his computer about Bill Gates. And yeah, Bill Gates, you know, if these emails are actually legit, which we don't know, right? This is all alleged. Okay, this is alleged. Bill Gates is denying this. You know, hey, it seems to suggest that Bill Gates was a freak, right? He's a freaky guy. Okay. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this.
So these unsent draft emails in this particular situation have caught a lot of attention. What do you know about them?
That's right. Well, Aaron, these two drafted emails are both dated July 18th, 2013, and they were saved in Jeffrey Epstein's email accounts. They appear to be draft emails from Epstein to itself. It's not actually clear who authored them, and there's no indication the messages were ever sent, no evidence they were shared with Bill Gates or anyone else. Now, in those draft emails, Epstein or whoever authored them makes graphic and explicit and unverified allegations about Gates. Within one email, Epstein claimed he helped, quote, get drugs in order to deal with the consequences of sex with Russian girls and set up illicit trysts with married women. The email also references Gates asking Epstein to provide Adderall for bridge tournaments. One draft email alleges that Gates tearfully asked Epstein to delete messages referencing an STD, writing, "Your request that I provide you antibiotics that you surreptitiously give to Melinda." It also says Gates asked him to delete explicit personal details about his penis. Now, a representative for Gates strongly denied those claims, telling CNN they were, quote, absolutely absurd and absolutely false. And Gates himself was asked about this by a CNN affiliate in Australia. Take a listen to what he said here.
Apparently, Jeffrey wrote an email to himself. That email was never sent. The email is, false. So I don't know what his thinking was there. It just reminds me, every minute I spent with him, I regret and I apologize that I did that. It's factually true that I was only at dinners. I never went to the island. I never met any women. And so, the more that comes out, the more clear it'll be that although the time was a mistake, it had nothing to do with that kind of behavior.
Yeah. So, I mean, listen, here's the thing, Bill. Here's the thing. If it was a mistake, then, that implies that there was some wrongdoing, right? If there was no wrongdoing, then, I'm not entirely sure how you can characterize it as a mistake. But, when it comes to those emails, I don't know, man. I feel like from what I've read and what I've seen, it seems like Jeffrey Epstein might have been a little crazy in the sense that he would write emails and he would say stuff that we just know is not true, right? And, I don't know when it comes to these emails about Bill Gates, but it kind of sounds to me like he could have been, writing those emails as maybe some operation to try to blackmail Bill Gates in some way, right? I mean, what would be the purpose of writing an email like that?
Yeah, I don't know about that, George. I think he really did get the STD, and he was he was with Epstein a lot. I think he was even on the island. Nunu said there's probably a copy of those emails on Hillary's server. We don't forget over here, but she had that thing bleached. She had that server bleached, Playboy. All right, guys, let me see, what do we got? Okay, that's over on Twitch. All right, guys, we at the 1 hour 25-minute mark. I think that is my time for this evening. What is it, Thursday? Yeah, I've been on twice today. We'll be back with some more. It's Super Bowl Sunday. Super Bowl Sunday. So I don't think we're gonna do the Sunday show. Sunday Super Bowl Sunday. So we'll be back with the Sunday show next week. Let me see. No news says Epstein had he had dirt on everyone, and these idiots kept going. That's the private club. Everyone, you think you're amongst friends and no one can be touched. But everybody catches strays in this. I think, what was it? A 3 million page 3 million document release. Yeah, everybody's catching strays on this one. Let me take my banner down. Yeah, but that's my time for this evening, man. Thanks for coming, hanging out with me. We'll be back again. Until then, good night and good luck.
Where's Stewie?
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. Okay, I don't know. Whatever it is, it's not right on the teleprompter.
There it is. We are going to do Sting, yeah.
There's no words there. To play us out. What does that mean, to play us out? To end the show?
Yeah.
All right, go.
In 5, 4, 3.
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today, and we'll leave you with a... I can't do it. We'll do it live. We'll do it live! Fuck it! Do it live! I'll write it, and we'll do it live! Fucking thing sucks!
In 5, 4, 3.
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. I'm Stewie Griffin. Thanks for watching. We'll leave you with Sting and a cut off his new album. Take it away.